Hey kids, I am calling this meeting of the Hendricks County Democratic Party to order. Chris, where'd you go? Come up here. He's going to do the Pledge of Allegiance and a bunch of other stuff.
All right. Everybody, please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now, and we're going to do, I want the party officers. There's 3 of us. Me, Chris. I'm Linda Lassiter, I'm the chair. Chris Blair's the vice chair. Catherine Ransberg, standing over there, is our secretary. Candidates that we have in the House, can you stand up? Yay! Speaking of candidates, we have our board here. You guys have seen this for month after month after month after month now. And we've added 2 new people. We've added 2 people since the primary was over, so we filled 2 ballot vacancies. And for those of you that need to know, we have until July 3rd, you've got time. So think about it, do it.
Oh, all right. So do we want to let's see what's next on the agenda here.
Acknowledge PCs.
Oh, okay. So if you are a PC, please stand up. Hey, all right. Thank you. Thank you.
Chairs.
All right.
Thank you a ton. Just love that.
Okay. You don't want to go through all of them?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Next, so if you are from AMO, please hoot and holler. Yay! Right. Avon. Hey. Nice. Brownsburg. Clayton. Oh, okay, there you are. Coatesville. Danville. All right, welcome. Indianapolis. All right. Liston. North Salem. Pittsburgh. Oh, good, welcome. Plainfield. Oh, good. Stylesville. Belleville. Come on. Unincorporated town of Belleville. Okay, all right. Hey, okay, you got a friend. Did I miss anyone? Hazelwood.
Hazelwood.
All right, thank you. Hazelwood. Yay, all right, good. All right, everybody's here.
Everybody's here is supposed to be here. I like that. So we have one other thing to do before we actually begin into our program, and that is a call and response for everybody, because we need to keep that energy up and keep that energy high. And at this part of the program, we get to yell, and which is always a good thing. So on your agenda, if you can't see it, I'm going to ask you what we're here for, and you're going to yell to elect Democrats. So here we go. What are we here for? To elect Democrats! Everything you see, everything you hear, everything we try to decide, all the work we do in all the different areas, that is the goal. And so we are going to, I'm going to have Matt come on up here. Matt Meagher is the CD4 chair. That is a Congressional District 4, which Hendricks is part of that. And he's going to talk a little bit about the convention and whatever else he rabbit holes or tunnels into. He'll do that.
Thank you. I think Linda's heard me talk enough times that she now gives me half an hour because she knows it takes me 5 minutes to say my name. Convention. How many people were delegates first? How many people were delegates in 24? Better experience this time? I want to thank the state party. They took that seriously because 2 years ago was rough. The voting was a lot smoother this time. Yeah, it still takes 2 hours. 2,500 people voting takes some time. But I thought that they did a really good job of getting everybody in and out. They kept it more engaging this time. It was a more upbeat experience. So I was really happy with the results. It was also, 2 years ago I'd been district chair for 6 days. This time I've been around for 2 years. It's my second caucus. I hope that the morning portion of it was a better experience as well. Thank you. So where do we go from here? Obviously, we all know Bo won. Some people are happy, some people aren't happy. I didn't use the U word Saturday morning on purpose. I talked instead about people needing to let go of their anger. That anger can't be what drives them. That it has to be their love of their community or their love of their family or their love of immigrants that is what drives them. And I'm staying with that. If you're angry about the results of that convention, I don't know how I can help you get past that anger. But at some point, you have to decide that your love of your country outweighs that anger. And I hope that you can figure that out, how to do that. Bo is our candidate. We're going to work as a team. That's the only way we're going to win, is as a team. Kumba, Jessica are both great statewide candidates. Anybody who got to hear Kumba speak on Saturday, she is an electrifying speaker. I actually first learned about her not from her running for office, but like a year and a half ago, because I saw one of her TikToks on healthcare. She's got talent. Jessica, it was funny, Teresa and I were talking about this earlier. Jessica may not have that electrifying personality and presence that Kumba has, but Jessica's been the Porter County clerk for 8 years now, and she walked into an absolute mess in Porter County. An absolute mess, and cleaned it up, and turned it around and made it a functioning. The election that she got elected in, it took them 4 days to figure out who had won any of those elections. That's what she walked into. So she may not have that electrifying stage presence, but she has real world results in her elected office that she can run on. We have great candidates for state rep. Several of them are in this room right now. Tiffany sends her regards. She's door knocking right now. She told me she wouldn't be here because they had a goal they need to hit for doors knocked. I think it was 1,000 this week. Drew's campaign is, I think, picking up some momentum. He did a really good job speaking at the convention Saturday. We have great local candidates. I know Jared's not here. I talked to him this weekend. We have some really great local candidates. We need more local candidates. These township boards, school board, these are not high dollar offices. You're not going to spend a lot of money to run for school board. I ran twice and spent $0 both times. These township trustee advisory boards, very small geographical areas. If you can walk and knock, you will not have to spend money on those races. We need candidates on the ballot. The more people on the ballot, the more people going door to door, the more people making phone calls, the more our message gets out, and the better off Will and Karen and Drew and Bo and Kumba and Jessica will be. It's just that simple. We need more people on the ballot. Please. Yeah. You're right, we do. We do need to show the state that there is value in township government. And that's part of the problem is that it's hard to show there's value in township government when Republicans are running township government because they don't want there to be value in township government. They think the idea of poor relief is it's reprehensible to them. It should be reprehensible to them that we're not helping the poor in our communities. That's what's reprehensible. But instead, it's some sort of game to them to collect your tax money and then sit on it. It's like they're playing Monopoly with our tax dollars. When that money is collected to help the community, and to prove that township government has value, we need to have actual Democrats in charge of township government so they can do the work that proves the value of it. It's the same thing with, I was talking to Will earlier. I was meeting with a group up in Lafayette called Heartland Democracy. And we were talking about me driving from Logansport, where I live, to Avon for a district meeting. And I said it took me as long to get from Logansport to Albert White Parkway as it took to get from Albert White Parkway to Avon. And they're looking at me, and finally one goes, "What's your point?" And I said, "Why does anyone live there? Why does anyone put up with that traffic?" They put up with that traffic for the community. They put up with that traffic for the schools. They put up with that traffic for the opportunity that raising their children in Avon and Brownsburg and Plainfield and Danville represents for their kids. That's why they put up with it. And that's what we need to run on. That's why we need people running for school board. Schools that welcome, I was here last time when the Avon superintendent spoke, and I think he said there was 90 different languages spoken in their schools. That's an opportunity for those kids that they don't get in every other school system. It creates, why is it they say that? Prejudice does not survive traveling abroad. Prejudice does not survive being in a school system where 90 languages are spoken. Our children benefit from being in those schools, and we need to have school boards that will protect those kids. Because what we do not want in Hendricks County is a Hamilton Southeastern situation where Moms for Liberty and Purple Moms get in control of the school corporation, and you start losing good teachers. You start losing superintendents because they can't work with the school board. School board is vitally important, not because of setting policy, because I'll tell you after 4 years on the school board, the state sets the policy. It's about fostering an environment where teachers and principals and superintendents feel like they can do their jobs. And now that this is a partisan office, if you let the Republicans start running these school corporations, we know what's going to happen. We've seen them do it everywhere else in our government. County government is vitally important. County council is so important in terms of setting budget and priorities for the county government. And again, when you look at how fast Hendricks County is growing, having a good growth strategy is crucial, because you don't want to become one of those counties where you're forever after playing catch up on your infrastructure, because that gets so incredibly expensive to do. So I cannot beg you enough to please consider running for office. And like I said, most of these offices, these township offices, it's not a financial commitment, it's a time commitment. And we have to have the time now to commit, because we'll still have the opportunity in the future, but if we don't stop what's going on right now, I don't know what it's going to look like in the future. That's the real issue. The other thing is, the more, like I said, the more people on the ballot, the more it's going to help that uptick it. We have to move towards a coordinated campaign. When Will goes out, Will's going to campaign for Will. I don't expect Will to go out and campaign for Jessica or Kuba or Bo. He's going to go out and campaign for Will. But I expect him to be carrying their lid. Because I expect when they send someone out campaigning that they're carrying his lid. There's 127,000 registered voters in Hendricks County. How many people do we realistically think we can talk to if we've only got 10 people knocking doors or making phone calls? How many people do we realistically think we can talk to if we have 100 people doing it? Or 200? For every 17 doors you knock, you add a vote. For every 189 doors you just drop lid at, you add a vote. For every 381 text messages you send, you add a vote. You see how those numbers keep climbing? If you knock on 1,000 doors, that's 53 votes. But if you send 1,000 texts, it's 2.5 votes. It takes time. Takes shoe leather, wear rubber sole shoes, but you get my point. It takes effort. We have to be committed to this now. This is our best opportunity in years. We have good candidates. We have an environment in which people are fed up. 2018, I think people understood Trump was a problem. But I think when they looked at their state government, I think they thought, well, Holcomb seems okay. I can't remember who the lieutenant governor was. She seems okay. The people in charge of the state house, they seem okay. That Mike Braun doesn't seem like a total idiot. It was 8 years ago, they figured it out. But when you look at it today, that's all changed. People don't like Mike Braun. He's one of the most unpopular governors in the entire country. Diego Morales is... Criminal's a great word. And folks, I'm telling you, until proven wrong, I believe he will be their nominee. Me too. Yeah, I'll say a prayer that night. This is our best opportunity in a long time, but it's not just going to land on our laps. We have to go out and get it. We have to go out and we have to take it from them. And the only way we're going to do that is by organizing and working together as a team. Thank you.
you, Matt. What's next? Oh, hey, yeah.
I move we approve the May minutes. I'll second them.
I tell you what, this machine just runs itself, doesn't it? So, it's time to approve the May meeting minutes. I need a motion to approve. I need a second. All in favor of approving the minutes? Aye. All opposed? May minutes are approved. Huh. So, we don't have a treasurer's report again. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more later. I apologize for that. And we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. Let's try and listen to some committee reports. Kathy, Davia, and Ted's on deck. Sorry? Can we do Ted first?
Yeah.
I guess.
He'd love to.
Wait a minute, Kathy.
He's super excited. I want to see a arm wrestle.
You got to come up here.
And
Speak
speak into the microphone.
into the microphone.
All right, for PC operations, we're making some changes that I think Chris can talk about that later on. We're kind of splitting out where there's field operations, that's going to handle more of the activities in the field. And PC operations is going to focus on recruiting and training and resources for PCs. So that way you have the things you need, have contact points for that. And I'll be working on getting some training done this week, and you'll see those on Mobilize start showing up. Those will be recorded so we can make those available to you at any time. I did want to talk about something different, surprise.
Go for it.
I want to talk about the election that we just had, the primary. Because we think there's all these Democrats out there and they all vote, there's no chance, and no. And I live in a deep, deep, deep red area. Because I'm out in Hendricks County, Hazelwood. It's all farms. It's a very, very conservative area. But I went and I did a little bit of analytics on Liberty Township because I want to understand where my voters are, what they are, and what they think. First surprise was I thought there was a lot more women voting than men. Not true. Only true in one precinct, and that's the precinct that includes Del Webb. That had a few more women voting than men. Otherwise, it's like 1-to-1 across the board. Completely even. So if we think that's a factor, it's not. They're both voting. Young people. It was the same for Republicans and Democrats. Exactly the same. 51 Democrats took ballots that were young, 18 to 35, and 51 for Republicans. Exactly the same. So it's not like they've got this huge upswelling of up-and-comers that are out voting. They do not. I looked at the mid-range, 36 to 60, 180 to 181. Republicans had one more person vote than Democrats in the primary. So if you think you're out there excited and out voting us and doing stuff, they're not. We kind of convince ourselves they are. But the tide is kind of changing. And then for the older folks that I'm part of, they vote a lot more apparently, a lot more. They 596 to 605. Again, very, very close. The difference across the board was only 10 more people took a Republican ballot than a Democrat ballot. So anyway, I also looked at percentages. Young people across the electorate there, they're only 4.9% voted. So a lot of work to do there. There's about 900 votes out there that we can get. For the mid-range though, to me, that was surprising. There's about 1,300 votes there. And they only counted for about 11% of the vote. Older folks voted at in about the 30% range. Total that voted for it was exactly even between the two almost. 17.6 were Democrat votes, 17.8 Republican. The reason I'm telling everybody this is what Matt said, knock the doors, do the footwork, get the people to the polls, get them excited, get them engaged, get them involved, get people volunteering. The Republicans do not have as much going on as we like to think they are. They're getting tired. Trump is not on the ticket. They're not overly motivated. You know, Braun's not particularly exciting for anybody. We have an opportunity, but if we don't go out and do the work, we'll miss this opportunity. Last thing I'm responsible for is recruiting PCs. So I'm telling you this because we have a lot of precincts that do not have PCs. We do not have people active in them, and it would be great to get people active in them. If you're interested in being a PC,
Will you tell the group what PC is? Yes. Just quick.
that's really hard.
Quick.
Okay, so PC is a precinct chair or precinct committee person. They are responsible for contact people in the precinct. They're kind of the voice of the Democratic Party. They talk to constituents. They find out what their needs are, what their issues are, and relay that to the party. And then they also contact people and they support getting Democrats elected. They're our voice in the community. They're going to do the contact. They do a lot of the legwork, groundwork, calling. And some of it's just talking to your neighbors. It's not hard. We have a lot in common with our neighbors. Many of them are already our friends. It's just having conversations with them. So pretty simple. If you are interested.
Also voting and voting locations.
Yes.
Early voting, getting people registered, working for that.
Correct. Yeah.
One more portion of the
Correct. We run. I want to call them different campaigns. We run different activities during the year on getting out the vote, getting people registered, getting them information, and we do what we can to support candidates. If you have questions, need information, please see me after. I'll be hanging out right over there at the end of the meeting, and I'll stay as long as I need to. Thank you.
Thank you, Ted. You can talk on this one, or I can talk on this one. Now are we okay for Kathy?
One last thing.
No, we're not okay for
If
Kathy.
you have a campaign and you have questions, about where your people are, or you want some data on it, let me know. I can look and I can stratify some of that for you, and I can tell you where your sweet spot might be for candidates. It's not 100%, but it's a tool, and we should take advantage of everything we've got.
Ted's a van nerd.
Okay. I don't have all that data, but I got pictures. Whoa! So if you can't catch all the information that I'm going to give you, it'll be back on the table. It was there as you were coming in, but just visual aids. I first want to talk to the candidates that are here, or if you're working for a candidate's campaign. First of all, I'm Kathy DeVilla, and I work with the outreach group. So candidates, we want to help you win. And to do that, we need your materials, your flyers, if you have yard signs for the float or for the fair, we need those. We need to get those in so that we can put them on the float. We have Pride coming up this month. We have the fair coming up in July. We need materials, and then we also need your volunteers. We need your volunteers on the float, to walk by the float. We need your volunteers at the fair. So help us help you. And then it would also be very useful if we had a short message for each of the candidates. What do you want people to tell fair goers about your campaign? What's important? What issues are important to you? Because even if your volunteer is there, they may be asked to talk about one of our other candidates. So that's really important. So what are these events that are coming up? The first one is next Thursday. We're doing a Dems and Deli. I'm sorry, it's a Dems and dinner. We have been doing Dems and Deli at lunchtime, but a lot of people work during the day and can't make it. So we're going to meet at Telacos in Plainfield. We have found that the Dems and Deli have been a good way for candidates to informally talk to potential voters and constituents. So sign up. There's only 30 spaces open, so if you miss signing up, you're gonna miss out. And Telacos, if you haven't been there, is a really interesting Mexican restaurant. It's not just tacos. So anyways, join us. And if it works out, we can do it again.
Is it on July or, oh, never mind.
June. It's June 18th, Thursday night.
Screen, trying to see at the clock,
I'm,
It's right behind you.
I'm sorry, what?
It's right behind you.
Well, I'm not a mom anymore. I don't see it in the back of my head, you know? Okay, there you go. Dems and dinner. Okay, and then on June 28th is the Hendricks County Pride Festival. There it is. We really don't need volunteers. We have the booth staffed, but if you're a candidate, come out and wear your shirt. If you're not a candidate, come out, and it's just a load of fun. It's a really good atmosphere, very informal. Maybe wear a Democratic shirt. Maybe just wear a shirt that tells, you know, what's important to you. Last year, our booth was full, so I took a clipboard and I walked around with my Hendricks County shirt on, and I had a clipboard and I had beads, and I was saying, show me your voter registration and I'll give you beads. So there's fun ways to get involved that we just don't need the 5 or 6 people in the booth. And Darcy, I think you guys are having a Young Dems booth also. So we should have a lot of presence there, and it's a very friendly crowd. Parades. Is that next? Yes. We have 2 upcoming parades, and we need you. We need you come out for the No Kings Rally stuff. Let's show them that there's Dems coming for other things also. We have both parades are on the 4th of July, so it's a full day of fun. We start in Brownsburg. We squeeze in a quick lunch at Applebee's in between, and then we go on to Pittsburgh in the afternoon. So it's a great way to celebrate America's 250th birthday. And then it's almost fair time, and we could use some people to help us staff the booth. We don't man the booth anymore, we staff the booth. We will be indoors, so it's air conditioned, but it's a really good opportunity for candidates to talk, and their volunteers to wear shirts, to talk to the constituents. And again, kind of borrowing that idea of what I did last year with Pride, just wearing your shirt around the fairgrounds, and for candidates, you can casually hand out your business cards or your flyers. You don't have to necessarily sit in the booth, but let's get the booth staff first. If you have any questions or want to volunteer for any of this stuff, just come and see me and we can get you signed up. And I think that's it. Unless I run off stage and come back on like Ted.
Thank you, Kathy. Where's Karen? Look at you. Oh my gosh. This is Karen O'Brien with fundraising.
Right back at you with applause and cheering, because we did a very successful Democrat daily drawing this year. We started out in January. We announced in February. We sold tickets and sold the first ticket, the Hendricks County Democrat meeting, April. And then in May, at the Democrat meeting, we pulled the final ticket winning ticket of $1,000. Ted was the winner. And I am announcing tonight the money that we made. We sold 277 tickets. Our goal was 300. We were really close. We made $8,310. We paid out $2,855 in prizes, and some of that is still coming back in because people donated back to us. We had two very generous winners that donated back, and a third is donating back, $125. The Dem Daily Drawing is one of two big events that we do that is a fundraiser. Our second event is coming up this fall. It is the Hoosier Hospitality Dinner, which is a time for all of us to celebrate everything we've done this year. I don't know. Did I not say that? Oop. I'm supposed to tell you the profit from the Dem Daily Drawing, and it was $5,455 after the play. Still pretty darn good. Really good. You okay now? Okay. The Hoosier Hospitality Dinner is really a good time to either dress up or wear your jeans. We really don't care because we're just having a social night of it and hearing an excellent speaker and having a great big dinner right in the hallway up in the big hallway of the 4-H Fairgrounds. That should be September the 11th. As far as I know, we had to change it. We had a different date, but September 11th is the date we have now. I wanted to tell you about our two big fundraisers because those big fundraisers get us over the top for cash for candidates. We are helping out our candidates, and we have been for 2 or 3 years. And we do that, they apply to us and tell us what they're going to use it for and how we need it, but that's where your money is going when you participate in a big event like the Dem Daily Drawing or the Hoosier Hospitality Dinner. But we also have bread and butter needs. We pay rent on the 4-H Fairgrounds monthly. We have needs to have our electronics turned on, our lights turned on or in effect. So we are looking at spending our time in the background, a backdrop for everybody who knows about Democrats and wants to support Democrats, encouraging everyone to think about doing a recurring donation. That doesn't matter whether that is $5 a month or $10 a month or whatever you want to do. As long as we have a constant, backdrop of funding, we can be secure that we can produce the pamphlets and that kind of thing that support our candidates. We can be at the fairground and pass out information. We can put ads in the paper, or at one year we did a billboard in Hendricks County that advertised Democrats. We have a need to have the Democrat presence in our county in order to promote the Democrat issues and to get our government back on track, frankly, because we're way skewed toward not the average person. Anyway, we are back at the back table usually at every meeting, and our people, our fundraisers are, we have Kathy, Deb, Barb, Neil, myself, we're back there tonight. We have several others in the audience, and they can help you set up a recurring donation if you'd like to do that and you're not clear how to do that with Act Blue. So that's another thing that we can help you with, you can use us for. I think that's it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Karen. Who's next? Oh, Dorothy.
Okay, I can't hold all the things. Can you stand up here?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. I am Darcy James. I am the chair of the communications and media team. I also am the Young Dems. I'll talk about that after I ramble for a second. So for the convention, Linda tasked me with making a Hendricks County sign, and I was able to do that way cheaper than I thought I was going to be able to do. And since I took the time to design it, I thought, do you guys want it? I can get them mass produced. We could sell them as a fundraiser, which at a recent Executive Plus meeting for the committee leadership, we were talking about the pass outs that we will do at Pride and at the fair. And this could be a very equivalent way to recoup that cost, but I do not want to place an order for them if you guys are like, no, I do not want to put, as someone lovingly said to me, a target in front of my house. And once they said that, I almost couldn't unsee it, which is why I say that, because we got a lot of compliments on them, but I didn't know if people were complimenting them on it because it was cool that we had Linda walking around with a sign that's taller than she is, or if you guys actually want them. So if you do, I put a QR code. It's not an order form. I am not obligating anyone to make said purchase. I just want to know if there's an interest, and if there is, fabulous. I would love for everyone to have a literal blue dot in front of their house to show our neighbors that, you know, we actually do exist. Even in our rural areas, I know myself, I think that I am surrounded by Red Sea, but then I come here and I meet other people who also live in the rural Hendricks County. So if you want it, please let me know. If you don't, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. Yeah.
I know a lot of people are concerned about putting a Democratic sign in their yard. I am the only person in my entire neighborhood who has signs of any kind during election season. My front yard looks like a cemetery. It's got so many signs in it, and they say, oh, sorry. And they say, some of them say Democrat, some of them don't. And I have had several neighbors say to me, I like your signs. I can get you one. Oh no, I'm good, but I like your signs. So, for everyone who is afraid, who thinks that they're going to be a target, get over it and get a damn sign.
If we all do it, you know, it's like the, you know, saying if one person jump, you know, we don't look silly if we all show up and, you know, have this presence. What's up, girl?
They make a great compliment to our camping people who are candidate signs when they go in our yard too, because I have another one who's on the corner, and we had to line up so when people drive by. But my whole Be Nice sign should be the kicker that, hey, this is, I'm Democrat. Also the sign that my husband that I got from Boat Fit that says I'm not a loser or a sucker. That's in my window. So I think it's a great idea because it complements also the candidates, because a lot of candidates do not put what party they are on, and a lot of times people will walk in and might know a name, but we're in Indiana, so they usually look at E or R. And so it might be, I'm a visual person, so I want to see visual things.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So I'm also the chair of the Young Democrats. So we do have a trivia fundraiser. Thanks. We do have a trivia fundraiser that the Young Dems is hosting. I'm going to say this so clearly: all ages are welcome. Us young people are not the ones who can fundraise, but we can host it so that you guys can have a fun night where us young kids give you a really fun, entertaining evening with trivia. So Books and Brews, they have been so great to us, and if you haven't been to Books and Brews in general, you should go. It will be in Brownsburg. They have wonderful selection of beer and whatnot, but also all ages welcome. it's a family-friendly affair, so you can bring, whoever. And we will be benefiting Will Coulterion, and so we really want this to be as impactful as we were able to do back in the winter for Tiffany. We had so much success, we really hope to just build on that so that us young people can actually we can organize. Like I said, you guys have the money. So another thing that I want to talk about the Young Democrats was at the convention, I got asked, someone said, hey, I went to the Indiana Young Democrats booth and they don't know that you guys exist. What's about that about? So I figured I would give a little context for why we are not listed on the Indiana Young Democrats page. So to be a chartered organization, I need an executive board. So I obviously serve as chair, but in this current moment, I am just a committee under the lovely Hendricks County Democratic Party. And if I can get other volunteers between the age of 18 and 35 who want to have a position and regularly volunteer, put something on a resume for college or whatever, I could be an actually chartered organization with IYD, which just is a better networking opportunity. It gives us perks as the young people. Neil, who is in charge of IYD, he is so great. He's really trying to help me make this something, but that is what my hurdle is, so to speak. So we are a wonderful committee, and we will just keep on trucking as we are, but I would love to, be legit. What's up, Will? Just four. Yep, I'm vice chair. Technically, Alexandra is in that role, so I've got that. I just need a treasurer, which, is kind of funny because I know someone else who also needs a treasurer. And we need a secretary as well. So that's my hope. I've had some good attendees to meetings and whatnot, but attending a meeting and signing up to volunteer for a position are two very different things. And I hope that I can find whoever is as crazy as I was to say, sign me up. Because it has been so fun. I'm going to ramble a little more kind of for a second. Kathy mentioned the Pride Festival. Pride is how I got involved in the party. I showed up to Pride last year by myself. I was in my feels because I have bigot family and it was a whole thing. And I don't know why I put my email address on the newsletter sign up, but I did. And Chris did the exact job that he was supposed to do, and he sent the follow-up email saying, welcome, and I went, okay, I'll go to this meeting, and well, here we are a year later. So, so hopefully I can, rope into some other person who is in their fields at Pride and wants to, do something about it. It's been such a good experience being, one of the younger people in the room all the time and getting to bring another perspective, but also to learn and grow. And I know way more about the Indiana politics in June 26th than I did in 25, for sure. So we do have monthly meetings that are virtual, so I try to make it accessible because I know we have sports and yada yada. So that's my spiel. I'll quit yambling now. Thank you.
Yeah, it felt pretty, what's that word I'm looking for? Like the universe was doing weird things and you could actually watch it happen. That that first meeting that Darcy came to and walked up to me after the meeting and said, I can do that. I said, okay, let's do that. So I am going to talk about, the executive committee. The executive committee, oh gosh, we're working on, stuff. Yeah, yeah. It took a long time to figure that out. We have an issue right now with our treasurer. We're only a 3-member board at the moment. So that is definitely eating up a lot of our thoughts and our decisions and things like that. But we meet, I think, this in a couple days. So, and I'm also going to report out for the CEB. Tracy's not here tonight, and the main thing about that is getting ready for the midterms. Oh my gosh. I've figured out that there's 1 month of the year that it is possible to break away without interrupting or breaking anything too much, and that's July. So just to let y'all know, I'm not gonna be here in July. I don't know where I'm going, but I ain't gonna be here. But we do have, going back to the CEB, we have a meeting on the 17th, next week, to meet with the CEB, me and the Republican vice chair, and we will talk about the staging, the polls for the general election. All of the, we're gonna start calling poll workers mid-August to schedule for those. Early voting begins October the 6th. So, yeah, all of that has to be decided and set up and all of those things, and it takes a long time. So that's the CEB report. And then our next thing, maybe I'll go ahead and talk about Teresa, and then you come up and finish your do the field operations. Is that okay, Chris? The field operations thing is so awesome. I don't want to. Okay, so Teresa Shearer has been the treasurer of this party for 5 years? No, 5 or 9? 5? Anyway, a while. And she she fell toward the end of May, busted up her elbow on her left arm really bad. She's left-handed. It was a big surgery to get it fixed. It's going to be a big, long time to get it working back to where it's supposed to be. And as a result of that, she resigned her position. According to state party rules, we are supposed to try and fill that position within 30 days. She handed me her resignation on the 23rd of May. I'm using this time right now as my opportunity to say that I'm calling a caucus for the purpose of electing a treasurer to fill that vacancy. It'll be held on June 22 at 7 p.m. I don't know where yet, but I will get that out to you. So all of the PCs, that is our committee. Those are the people with the votes. Need to be present at that meeting. If there's any persons interested in that position, they need to notify me of that before June the 19th at noon. And also make that interest known to Catherine Ransberg, who's our secretary. Yeah, and so we'll, it's going to probably be a hybrid, would be my guess.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What kind of experience are you looking for?
We would love to have someone who has experience either as a CPA, a bookkeeper at the least, someone who's familiar with QuickBooks, someone who's familiar with Excel. This person is going to be responsible not only for the ins and outs of dollars from this county party, also we have to conform to campaign finance rules, the same as candidates do. So that reporting has to be done. And also because we have raffles and such like that, we also have to be compliant with charity gaming rules in Indiana. So that the treasurer has to be familiar with that. Also, some familiarity with Act Blue. We take in, I would guess, at least half, if not more than that, of the money that we receive into the party comes through Act Blue. So those things that you see, the QR codes that are back there and all those kinds of things when you donate money, those are set up by, well, Chris or me or Teresa. And now Teresa's gone. So somebody needs to be able to be familiar with Act Blue for that. Yeah, Act Blue is pretty simple, for sure. So, yes.
No, I wanted to say real quick, Tim Anderson, the district treasurer, is the only person I know in politics whose professional background actually prepared him for his role in politics. He's a retired CPA. Tim is very good with these tools. More importantly, he's very good with the reporting. It would be great to have someone who's familiar with QuickBooks and Excel. Tim can help you with the reporting. If your hang up is, oh, the reporting, I don't have that experience, we can help you with that.
Yeah, we're going to help you. Yeah. I mean, you've been a treasurer of a county party, or you haven't been a treasurer of a county party. And my guess is most people have not been a treasurer of a county party. So it's going to be new to anybody who does it. So, but it is an integral, crucial piece of the executive board. So we would love to fill that sooner rather than later. That's the reason we don't have a treasurer's report for May. We don't for April. April isn't closed out yet. And for May, and we probably won't have one for June for a little bit. I am kind of filling in the meantime. I know how to keep a checkbook. I can balance a checkbook. And so, yeah, I can write checks, and so I've been doing that. I can take money to the bank to deposit it, and so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep meticulous notes, so whoever takes over the transition will be okay. All right. Chris Blair is going to talk about our field operations plan. This is something that we've never done before. And we're really excited about putting that all together. Uh-oh, I pushed a button, the wrong one, sorry. Oh, I fixed it.
Maybe, okay. Hi, everybody. We led the charge there. A few of us got together during the primary, and we did our level best to get out there and get people's, get literature distributed. And we're gonna take that, make it 100-fold more involved this time. So our mission is to work with candidates to get out there and organize with volunteers to get to the voters and get them excited to get to the polls. So that's our mission. And we're breaking this down into 3 phases. So we have phase 1, and that is happening right now through Labor Day, and that is volunteer recruitment. And that involves, just phone calls and texting is what we're doing right now. So we are kind of just getting out there. We are recruiting volunteers, actually, and having those volunteers contact Democrats in Hendricks County. That's happening right now. So we are actually doing that recruitment right now. So, and then phase 2 is Labor Day through October 19th, which is 2 weeks before the election. And that is another section where we're doing canvassing and the phone calls and lip drops. And actually it says here we're doing phone calls, texting, walkers, that's lit drops, knockers is canvassing. We're doing delivering signs and getting those installed. We have writers delivering postcards, and then we do not need drivers in phase 2. GoTV is actually during the election time. Election is open, and we need everybody on board. So that's the plan. So we've broken this county into townships right now, and we've assigned area captains right now for the eastern side. So we have Carrie Maloney is taking Brown Township. Nancy Stinson is in charge of the volunteers in Lincoln Township. Washington Township is Elizabeth, and Teresa Brandon, thank you for taking Guilford Township. And then we have this whole area that is open, and we don't want to leave those people untouched. So we need someone to kind of step up, and we are looking for some help, kind of organizing in Danville and in the other areas. So this would be, in these rural areas, we're not doing so much door-to-door stuff, but we do need to have phone calls made and send them postcards. So that would be the kind of organizing we're doing out there. All right. Again, so these are the roles that we're looking for. So right now we're kind of just doing like the phone banking. That's our main priority right now. It's just figuring out like who are the Democrats that we can count on. We're adding them to our list, and we're going to make sure that those people get to the polls and vote. All right. Okay, so we have this spreadsheet. We built some tools here to kind of help us understand what it is what we need to do to turn Hendricks County blue. So we have the spreadsheet up here at the top. This is a summarized version of it, but we have all the precincts defined. We know who the chairs are, and then we have an area captain who's in charge of that. We know how many people were registered and what the turnout was for the 2024 election. And using that information, we can break down and say, okay, to get this, we can look at the maps, we can understand the number of voters we want to reach, and we can assign like how many people we need. And so this becomes a dashboard based on the precinct. Okay, we need like 3 people in this area to do the walking. And then as we're counting up the shifts and we get people to actually sign up and volunteer, then that section turns green and we're happy there. In the areas that we don't, and so like Tiffany Stoner wants to know, like, where do you need help? We can point her to we don't have enough volunteers in say Brown 2, and so she can send her volunteers out to there. So that's we kind of use that to kind of know where we need to assign additional help. And then down here, this is the volunteer shift assignments. So this is where the area captains will be keeping track of their volunteers, and they'll figure out like when you're doing it. They'll let you know when it's done, and when you're completed, we'll say, okay, how did that go? And are you ready for another one? And we'll just click duplicate, and that'll create a new shift for you, and then you'll get out there and do it again. So all of this is going to be presented in a little more detail in a Zoom call that everyone's invited to, and we'll see how that goes to have 100 people in the Zoom call. But yeah, so we're going to send this out, and this is going to be 1 week from tonight, 7 o'clock. Please join if you have any questions. We're going to be talking to the area captains about what the options are, and then we're going to do a little orientation, and we'll see what kind of questions you have. Oh, here's one.
Thursday, June 16th, but June 16th is a Tuesday.
Oh. The magic. Thank you. Yes, 1 week from tonight. Any other questions or comments? Oh, that's very good. That's great. All right, and with that, I will turn it over to the next person, who I believe is very good at noticing typos.
Hey, Chris, I have a question.
Yeah.
What are we here for?
Do you like Democrats?
Hey, what are we here for?
To elect Democrats.
How? How do we elect Democrats? Yeah, and how do we do that? We talk to them. We call them. We say, hi, I'm a volunteer. I'm a Democrat here in Hendricks County. Are you a Democrat too? Great, come out and vote. There are thousands and thousands of voters in Hendricks County who feel like they are the only one. And if there's anything that I've heard from the stories just tonight, from Ted with his numbers and from Darcy with her story. It's that we just need to talk to them and say hi and engage them. And that is what this field plan is all about, is getting people engaged in building our democratic community. So I am Elizabeth. I am the area captain for Avon, Washington Township. I have already started digging into the Voter Action Network, precinct by precinct, and there are just shy of 10,000 either high, medium, or low propensity Democrats in Washington Township alone that I want to contact between now and Labor Day, and I need your help to do it. Will you? Will you help me do that? Yes! Wonderful. So our first outreach event is going to be at the Avon, Washington Township Library on Thursday from 5 to 7:30. We're going to be in one of the conference rooms. If anybody knows of a more permanent space that we can use from now to Election Day, please contact me and let me know, because I would love to do this more so that we can actually have a more permanent space to run field operations out of. But for now, we're going to try to do at least once a week, come together. It is a lot more fun and a lot more inspiring and a lot more motivating to call with like-minded people. That way, when you call someone and they say, "No, I love the job Trump is doing," you can say, "Well, that guy was a certain," and then you call and you just keep going, and they motivate you, and you stay motivated together. And we are in this together, right? The only way we're going to win this is if we all work together, right? All right, so then I hope to see you all on Thursday for the first of many events from now to Election Day, where we are going to do what? Elect Democrats.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, now I'm lost. Convention summary. I gotta tell you guys. Okay, I've been to a few conventions. I've been to, and most of them have been state conventions. I went to one national convention with Cindy in 2024 in Chicago, and it was so stinking awesome. And I had not really thought to ever get close to that kind of an experience or that kind of a feeling in Indianapolis, but I did on Saturday. It was just great. It was just awesome. The feels, as Darcy says, which just were all good. Everybody was upbeat. The lunch was good. The voting was fast. I thought, really, I never even stopped. They released us row by row. And once I got up from the road to go to the voting area, I never stopped walking until I stopped to put my little circle on who I voted for and to put the ballot into the scanner. And then I just kept on walking. I mean, it was pretty amazing. And it was just a really, really good time. And one of the things that they did several things that they had not ever done before. And one of those was to choose a dynamic Democrat of 2026. And our CD4 dynamic Democrat was our very own Karen Whitney. I know. Yeah, look. She was up there on the big screen. It was pretty cool. So I wanted to let you all know that. Okay, what? Yeah? Who made the choices for who won? I don't know that I can answer that question. Do you know, Karen? It was the CD4 leadership? Matt did it. Yeah. Yeah, Matt did it. So it was pretty fun. I really thought we should have won the Spirit Award, but Hamilton County, Right.
They didn't respond to my email, but I had ordered stuff anyways, and it was all in my car. And if I would have seen those
Pom-poms, yeah. Yeah. But I really thought Meg running down the aisle, which I got to tell you was a long aisle, and Meg sprinting down the aisle with her iPhone with the light on, back and forth. So I really thought that was a unique touch. I didn't see anybody else running up and down the aisle. I know. So I would have gotten up on a chair, but I probably would have fallen and busted something as well. So. But it was fun. It was also if you didn't know, Comic Con was also in the convention center that day, and when we knew that, many months ago, and I guess I thought Comic Con would be at that end of the convention center, and the Democrats would be at that end of the convention center. But as it turns out, we were just right on top of each other. So all day, Comic Con characters are amongst us in the big hallway. There's a great picture of John Mannon and Wonder Woman, right? Yeah. So that was pretty cool. I talked to, there were vendors, Democrat vendors along the wall in that big Wabash Hall. And I went to get a shirt from Reproductive Freedom people. And they were saying, you know, I feel so torn about having Comic Con on top of us all day long. She's like 50% entertained and 50% annoyed. But it was pretty much fun. And I really, really liked it. They were, yeah. I think they're more like us, more like us than more like the other one. Yes, John. John was a volunteer at the convention.
I just got to share Rosie's story. She said that when she came down the hallway to where the state Democrat convention was, that she had more people coming up to her and asking if they could take a picture with Pride Wonder Woman than down by the ICC. So I just wanted to share that. So she absolutely loved coming down and taking pictures with enthusiastic fans. So.
The other thing, Friday night was the HH dinner, the state HH dinner. And we had a reserved table there, so there were 10 of us, and Alyssa Slotkin was the speaker. Alyssa Slotkin is a U.S. Senator from Michigan. And so Carrie Maloney used to work at the State Department, and her boss worked with Alyssa Slotkin, and she wanted to go up and meet her. And I'll try not to take up too much time, but when I went to the DNC in 24, something happened to me. There was a part of me inside me that I had never experienced before, and I'm 75 years old. Okay, so I became a celebrity hound. And I did not know that was within me until behind me every night, right up here. So like if I'm sitting here in the Indiana delegation, right there was Anderson freaking Cooper, okay? So things like that happened all the time. And one of the people that I really, really love so much is, do any of you know Cornell Belcher? Okay. He's one of my favorite people. I'm in the concourse. In the evening, when you get over to the big arena for the evening, you have to eat there. So we're in the concourse and eating a sandwich, standing up, because of course there's no place to. And across the concourse, walking down the wall, I see Cornell Belcher. And so I drop my sandwich and I go, Cornell! He turned around to look at me, and I made a beeline for him. And you would have thought we were former lovers, I swear to you. And so I tell you that story to tell you this one. So Carrie, after Alyssa Slotkin had done her speech on Friday night, she said, I would just love to meet her. She's not going to remember me, but she'll remember my boss. And I said, let's go, because I have this down to an art. When I see a celebrity I want to get to, I find a way to get to them fast. And boom, just like that, we got pictures with Alyssa Slotkin. I'm talking to her about how wonderful I thought her speech was, which really was great, because she talked about how hard it is to be a Democrat in Indiana. And because of the year after year after year of trying to get yourself up here, elect candidates, and find the candidates and elect the candidates and be excited about the candidates, and we're going to win. And then we don't win, and we're down here and we're disappointed and we're crushed and we're killed. And then the next election comes and we find candidates, and we have to find candidates, and we're excited about candidates, and we're just all this, we're going to win. And then we're down here. How hard that is, and how admirable and wonderful it is that we just keep freaking doing it. And she talked about that in such a way that made me feel it, even though I feel it all the time. She recognized it, she spoke to it, and it was just really great. She seemed like a regular person. So anyway, okay, what was it? What else was I talking about? Wait a minute. Yeah, that was the convention. It was great. And Carrie talked with her, and she did remember Carrie's boss. So it was pretty cool. And we got a picture. Carrie took a picture of me and Alyssa and Catherine. And so yeah, it was just fun. It was total fun. Poll worker survey results. I want to tell you that we sent out poll worker surveys because I don't think that had ever been done before. And poll workers have some stories, y'all. I'm telling you what. There's some serious poll worker stories that you would love to. I think some poll worker needs to write a book about the people that come to vote, about the United States citizens that walk in to vote are just, you'd be surprised. But anyhow, we sent out a survey because we had concerns about training. The clerk's office does the training for poll workers each year. And we had some concerns about that. We had a ton of new people that had never worked the polls on both the Democrat side and the Republican side. And we just wanted to see, what do we need to do for November to make things better if they need to be made better. And it just surprised the heck out of me how positive that survey was. We had almost a 50% response, and which was a ton. And they told, I don't have all the narrative, but lots more poll stories came in on it. But they thought the training was okay. We may tweak it a little bit here and there for the first day of polls, because there are more procedures. If you're a poll worker on the first day of voting in that location, that's different than if you work any other day until the last day of the election, and then those procedures are a lot different. So that survey was really, really positive, and that made us feel pretty good. The last thing I want to say is candidate assistance forms are here, are ready to go. Those are the forms that candidates may use to apply for dollars from the party. Those are out to when, Chris? I didn't write it down. July something. July 14th, thank you. And then within a month of that, The executive committee will make a determination on those requests and write those checks and hand those out. Are we all good? Are we all happy to be here? Okay, it's time for me to look for my losing tickets for the 50-50 raffle. Where are they? Oh yeah, here they are, I got them. Okay.
Do I push anything or just? Okay, are y'all ready? Really close. Okay, are y'all ready? Guess how much the prize is tonight for 50-50? $112. Wow! Woo! So we're getting ready here. Deb's gonna.
Oh, I finished up?
Well, I can. Doesn't matter. Look away.
Okay.
And then hand it to me.
Okay. This is very procedural.
We try to do it by the rules. Are you ready? Yeah. And I don't have my bifocals, but 9809 are the last 4 digits. 9809. Woo!
Mary Lee won it!
Donating it back.
Donating it back to the party. Now right there is a good Democrat right there. Okay, kids. Wait, I'm not finished. Look, it's only 8:22. We have until 8:30. I have 2 state candidates here that want 5 minutes to say something. So, they get to say it. Who's first? Will, Karen, Will, Karen, Will, Karen. Will brought a dog. Will Coulter-Yan is running for House District 40.
Yep. Thank you. Hey, guys. Let me see if I can write this down. Okay, real quick, 2 things. First, if you want to volunteer or help with our campaign at all, I'm going to be doing this publicly as well. I want to make one thing clear, that I will be a much more responsive representative than our current one. So this is my actual number. Use it anytime. 724 630 8400. Call me, text me, any questions or concerns. But if you want to help out with our campaign, we have quite a few volunteers, including a few that I'm going to ask for them to reach out to you because we have some young ones. One other thing I want to say, this is not specific to my campaign, but I keep hearing people say it's hard to be a Democrat, it's hard to be a candidate, but we need people to be candidates. Absolutely, you should run. I will say, I looked it up, July 27th last year, I had lunch with Linda Lassiter, and I said, in Stan Alba, and I said, I don't really like how things are going nationally, but I don't feel like I can do anything. What do you think I should do? And she said, start coming to Dem meetings and consider running for office. And in that year, I will say it has been an overwhelmingly positive experience. We've met so many new friends, great people, and when you put yourself out there by putting a sign out or wearing a shirt, you're right. You're not going to have a lot of people come out to you and say something nasty. You're going to have someone come up to you and more than likely say, oh my God, I thought I was the only one. So be happy that we're Democrats. It's actually really great. And if you're looking for a really fun way to be with more Democrats, please reach out to me and volunteer for our campaign. We could use all the help we can get. Thank you, Linda.
Thanks, Will. Karen Whitney, the dynamic Democrat for CD4 2026.
Nothing like being between you and home. Okay, and I know there's a weather alert. Karen Whitney, I ran in 24. I got 28% of the vote, and I'm coming back. I figure if I double it, I win. Okay? Pretty simple idea. Right now, I'm in a big digital campaign stage. If you want to come over to the table where Peggy and I are, but it's Whitney for Indiana.com. That's FOR. Please sign up. I got some simple things. Just sign up to let me send you updates on where I am, what the issues are, just as things roll out, because it's going to get hot. It's going to get hot because the Republicans are going to wake up, they're going to get scared, and they're going to get nasty. And they're going to throw stuff at us, and we need to be organized so we can throw stuff back and we're organized. So really, Whitney for Indiana.com. I've got the QR code. You can come by and get the card and do it that way, or just go to the site. But if everybody in here will at least sign up to be informed, and please don't say, I'm not in your district. I don't think anybody's in my district. I get that all the time. So, all right, yay, you're in the district. Being together matters. Leveraging together. I've given money to other candidates. People give money to me. We show up with each other. We're going to work and leverage on the field operations together. That's how we're going to win. Okay, and that's how that works. So WhitneyForIndiana.com, sign up for updates, donate money. I'm doing with the digital campaign, $50 lets me do like 2 days of Facebook ads. Okay, it doesn't take a lot of money on the digital campaign that I'm going. It lets you buy business cards. It lets you buy flyers. It lets you buy, if you get enough money, you can do a mail out. And I really want to do a mail out to the rural people in my district because I don't have people, and also in a lot of rural communities, they don't want you knocking on the door. So I need money for a mail out. If you do $5 a month, that is great. In fact, it'd be great if each of you all could even do $5 a month to each of the state reps. We need to work together because I won't just be a rep for District 28. I will be a rep for everybody. Right, Will? You will too? Will you do that, Will? So, if you need a talking point, number one, I wake up every morning, fight the frickin' corruption. And I've got a whole list of things to fight the corruption that's occurring in our state government. And so I don't even have to look at the federal funding our schools. I'm a former college president, and I am pissed at K-12 funding. Brownsburg schools, Nancy taught me just yesterday, how much is Brownsburg going to lose this year? $3 million in one district. $9 million over 3 years.
And that's because of Jeff Thompson.
And that's because of my opponent. He single-handedly is defunding public higher ed and public K-12. He hates public education, and he's driving a stake through it financially. Reform taxes. Fight corruption, fund schools, reform taxes. Thank you very much.
This will be quick. I forgot to mention the most important thing. Sunday, June 28th at Washington Township Park, we're having an event, Grill Will, rhymes, barbecue picnic, come and meet me. It is the same day in the same park that Pride, I'll be there as well. I didn't want to call the Pride after party because it would be a huge letdown, but it is the party after Pride at the same place on your way out of the park. So Sunday, June 28th, 4 to 7, Washington Township Park, Eagle Shelter to Grill Will. So hope to see you all there.
Carol.
Everybody in this room needs to know that Jeff Thompson had a Republican opponent, and she won 40% of that vote. He is vulnerable. This lady can go to the State House.
Yes. Yes. I think if any of you receive the Republican newspaper or get it online, this past week, there's a regular column called Citizenship, I think. Scott Flood does it, good Republican. And but this past week, honestly, you guys, he all but said, schools are going to lose because of Jeff Thompson. He almost, he went all the way around and said it in 75 different ways. I think the county is going, if we could keep the pressure on, if we can keep Democrats out there, if we can keep the word, that we will, even the Republicans are going to realize that they're killing our schools. They're absolutely killing the schools. And so, okay, I'm off that soapbox. Thank you for coming. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Second? All in favor? All opposed? Anybody want to stay? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.